Hello there everybody, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're having a good day and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be ticking off a bit of a bucket list model. This is the 1:400 scale Concorde by Gemini Jets. Okay then, so Concorde. Now I don't think you can get much more iconic in the aviation world than this, really, can you? But it is a little bit confusing as to sort of how these work in terms of their value. So for this particular model, which is the Bravo registration number, I only paid £23 for this. I got it from a wholesaler on eBay. It's fully legitimate as far as I can tell. But I have found other registrations like the Alpha and the Charlie variants of this going for much more. So obviously £23 with shipping is an incredibly good price if you're here in the UK. I mean, you don't get any model really for that money, especially that's new, and this is brand new in mint condition. So I'm not really quite sure what's going on. What I suspect is happening is that Gemini Jets made an awful lot more of this, the Bravo variant, so it's a lot more common. So therefore, I suppose it's worth less, and possibly there were limited production numbers of some of the other registrations. And so possibly that's where this situation has sort of arose from. But I will leave a link, and I'll probably put some video up on the screen in front of you just to show sort of the prices that these are going for. And if I can find any sellers that are selling them, I will definitely list them down below, because it's a bit of an iconic aircraft in the aviation community. Obviously, it's only one of two supersonic aircraft that only flew commercially for airlines. And so if this is something that you're interested in owning just for the sort of prestige of owning it, then yeah, I'll absolutely leave links down in the description below if I can find any. Now, you might be curious as to where I intend to put this model. I think even though I do operate some questionable routes at WSI, it would be a little bit of a stretch to be, flying Concorde out of it. So what I've decided to do is over in the corner of the airport, in this corner, when I was designing it, I added this little sort of nook in the corner of the apron. Now, at the moment, as you can see, I'm just using that to store GSE and that sort of thing over there. But actually, I think that this Concorde would fit very nicely over there in that space as sort of a bit of a, I don't know, a museum piece or an exhibition, a little bit like the one that's currently at Heathrow, although I am aware that they're trying to take that away. But yeah, there is currently one at Heathrow, just to the right of 27 left as you're landing. You might be lucky to see it if you land on the right runway there. So yeah, that's sort of what I intend to do with this model. And without further ado, let's get it out of the box. And let's take a look at this iconic piece of aviation history. Right then, so as you can see by the image on the front, this is in the nose up configuration. Sort of, I suppose, how it would appear in supersonic flight, which is a little bit curious because obviously normally if you were trying to be realistic and you'd see it on the ground, the nose, as far as I'm aware, would be in the down position, which is the takeoff position, so that you can see the, so that the pilots have improved visibility, I suppose. But let's take a look at this thing then. So it is, I suppose, compared to other models, obviously, by design, it's a fair bit simpler than some of the other ones that you might see. Obviously, I mean, I've got a 757 over here, just for an example. I mean, side by side, you don't really have sort of, engines hanging below the wings. You don't have wingtips or anything like that. So yeah, I suppose it is quite a basic model by design, but it is also a really, really beautiful model. I mean, the first thing that really stands out to me taking a look at it, I'll try and focus the camera for you, is the detail around the engines. So I don't profess to be an expert on these whatsoever, but there's all sorts of very small text. And as far as I can see, there are warnings about the afterburners and all sorts there. And yeah, I suppose the star of this model really is that beautiful delta wing that they took so long to develop. And there are some details that I hadn't even sort of thought about. So it looks on the top of these wings as though there's some sort of escape hatch thing there. I'm not entirely sure what those are either side. Do let me know if you know what they are. So yeah, we've got the sort of darken engines as they go further back. I suppose those are the afterburner sections of the jet engines. that of course Concorde was famous for using during takeoff and landing. And then right at the back, below the tail and the registration number, we have the rear wheel, which is quite an uncommon thing on airliners, of course, but this aircraft obviously had a much higher landing speed due to the delta wing than, you know, the vast majority of other commercially operating aircraft. So I suppose it's inevitable that tail strikes would be more likely. So I suppose they've included that into the design there. And yeah, and then you can see that we've got it is 4 engines on the Concorde. I think that's something that I didn't initially realise a couple of years ago when I was first getting into the hobby, but they are grouped together in groups of 2, so you'd be forgiven for thinking that it was just 2. At the front of the aircraft, we've also got a lot of detail. I mean, just for example, let's take a look below the R1 door. We've got all sorts of, I don't know if those are, no, they wouldn't be refueling ports. These sort of reddened, darkened grey, it looks like elongated hexagons there. And another one of the defining features of Concorde, of course, is how far back the nose landing gear is. I can't remember the exact distance, but I think it's something like 9 meters from where the pilot sits back to the nose landing gear, and so that's quite a unique feature. We don't have rolling wheels on this model. If we take a look at the landing gear, none of the wheel sets do roll. I suppose that could be by design from Gemini Jets, because, you know, they've you know, I suppose they've made the decision that it's probably better if they don't. They don't look like particularly detailed wheels. It does literally look like just black tyres, and then you've got obviously the sort of internal centres where you'd have fans and that sort of thing on the rear wheels. Yeah, those are a little bit messy, but I suppose that's all right. I mean, you aren't really going to be. It's about the presence of this model more than anything, I suppose. You've got a stand on the bottom, so that's quite a nice surprise. You've got a stand hole if you would like to display this, and then all sorts of detail on the underside, all sorts of sort of ports and hatches to open. You've got the main landing gear housing. And then the rear landing gear do also have their doors sort of, I suppose, engraved into the moulding there. And so generally this is a really elegant model, obviously sharper than some of the other ones, so I suppose some care when handling. It does appear, I'm not sure whether I'll be able to pick this up on camera, as though, no, it's not going to focus. It does appear as though the very end of the model has lost its paint there towards the end. I'll include a closer up picture than what you're seeing in the video stream for that. It does appear as though that's sort of been chipped away and it's lost the white paint at the very end, because I very much doubt that that's an APU port down the end, but I will clarify that for you. So yeah, I'm honestly really happy to have this model in my collection, and I mean, it's quite amazing that I was able to pick this up for the price that I did. And let's take a look. I'll move some of the ground service equipment that we've got over here in this far bay, and let's just have a look and see how well this aircraft fits in this space. Yeah, brilliant. So there we go. I reckon that will be this aircraft's forever home, I suppose you could say. There we go. So let's have a bit of a look at it in situ. I imagine that you will see this in WSI updates going forwards. That does certainly look quite natural, and I might add some other, I don't know, maybe stairs going up to it, and possibly a little, you know, a visitor's guide around the front of the aircraft, or something like that to make it look a little bit sort of more touristy. But I think that looks really nice, and if you look at the cargo section, or the sort of remote apron of Will Scarlett International, I think that does definitely add more than just having ground service equipment there as we used to. So there we go, that's going to be it for today. Just a quick video for you. I just thought I'd display that model. I got it a couple of months ago, and I thought now that I'm back making YouTube videos, I'll make a quick one about this iconic aircraft. And yeah, just a little bit more context about WSI. So thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all your support. Lately, I have got back to posting videos, and I am hoping that will last a little bit longer than it has in the past. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, then please do consider subscribing, because it really does help me out. Feel free to follow my Instagram. I'll leave a link in that in the description down below. I do some polls, post about the monthly Gemini Jets and NG models and Phoenix releases on there. and then there's quite a big community there on Instagram. So if you do feel like joining that, then you are welcome to follow the link in the description and go down and check that out. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Today we are going to be kicking off a bit of a bucket list for the channel, a bit of a long awaited. I do hope you're having a good day and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be kicking off, not kicking off. Oh yeah. Hello there everybody, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're having a good day and welcome back to another video. Hello there everybody, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're having a good day and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be ticking off a bit of a bucket list model. This is the 1 to 400 scale Concorde by Gemini Jets. We got it! Woo! Blimey, it only took 6 takes.